Hello children, welcome to AIMS India's online classes. This is biology session. You are watching anatomy of flowering plants part 2. So, we have started our discussion with the cell and we enter into the plant tissues. A plant is made up of different kinds of tissues which are mainly classified into two groups. What are they children? Meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. So, we discussed about the meristematic tissues. What is a meristematic tissue? The tissue made up of cells with actively dividing cells are called meristematic tissues. Where they are present? They are present in the meristems. They are also called meristems. Meristematic tissue also called meristems. How they are classified? They are classified on the basis of position in plant body. What are they? Apical meristem, intercalary meristem, lateral meristem. Okay. Can you give examples of lateral meristem, children? The common examples of lateral meristem are fascicular, vesicular cambium, interfascicular cambium and cork cambium or phellogen. These are the lateral meristems. Okay. Then what are permanent tissues, children? Permanent tissues are those tissues which have lost the power of cell division. How many types in plants the permanent tissues are classified into? Two types. What are they? Simple permanent tissues and complex permanent tissues. What is a simple permanent tissue? A simple permanent tissue is made up of similar permanent cells that carry out the same function or similar set of functions. Simple permanent tissues are again divided into three types. What are they? Parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. And what are complex permanent tissues? The permanent tissues with more than one type of cells working as a unit are called complex permanent tissues. Complex permanent tissues include xylem and phloem. Okay. The xylem and phloem come under complex permanent tissue. Why they are complex? Because they are made up of different types of cells. Okay. And we have completed the parenchyma tissue. What is parenchyma tissue? It consists of thin walled living cells which have more intercellular spaces between them. Okay. The cell wall is made up of cellulose and calcium pectate and it performs several functions based on the functions: storage parenchyma and chlorenchyma which performs photosynthesis, okay, and arenchyma which performs buoyancy or which helps in the floating of hydrophytes, water plants, okay, and water storage parenchyma, it is present in the desert plants. Okay, children, let us proceed further to know about these parenchyma tissues, to know about the next type of simple permanent tissue, collenchyma. What is collenchyma? Collenchyma is also a simple living tissue just like parenchyma. This tissue is present in the stems of herbs and shrubs. It gives mechanical strength and support. Okay, collenchyma is a mechanical tissue. In which plants they are present? This collenchyma is present in the stems of herbs and shrubs. Okay, and this collenchyma consists of refractile non-lignified living cells which possess a pectocellulose, whereas in parenchyma cellulose is present, but here pectin and cellulose. Okay, that is why it is called pectocellulose. It possesses pectocellulose thickenings in specific areas of their walls. What is the cells may have chloroplast, just like a chlorenchyma Okay, no confusion children. Chlorenchyma, CHLO, that is a type of parenchyma, but here cholenchyma this is. Okay, the cells of this cholenchyma also have chloroplast. The cells in cholenchyma are short, square shape or long and fiber like with pointed ends. Okay, the cellulose, the cell wall is made up of cellulose and pectin, which gives strength to the tissue. Okay, pectocellulose gives the strength to the tissue. That is why the thickening of the cells consists of pectocellulose. Okay, it provides mechanical strength to young dicot stems. Petioles, petioles means the stalk of the leaves, and the leaves, and it gives the flexibility to the organs, and it often contains chloroplasts for photosynthesis. Okay, these are the functions of cholenchyma. The cholenchyma gives flexibility and tensile strength to the plant. There are three types of cholenchyma based on the arrangement of the cells and the thickenings of the cells in the tissue. What are the three types of cholenchyma tissue? Angular cholenchyma, lacunar cholenchyma, and lamellar cholenchyma. Okay, see, you can see here. Angular cholenchyma, the angular wall thickening is present. Okay, pectocellulose, in which shape? Angular shape, angular wall thickening. Okay, this is the cell wall. They possess vacuole nucleus, angular cholenchyma. The next lacunate cholenchyma, lacunae are present. Lamellar cholenchyma, lamellar thickening is present. See the shapes, different shapes. Okay. Next, sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma is a dead tissue. Okay. The permanent tissues, simple permanent tissue we are discussing. Parenchyma and cholenchyma we have completed. The parenchyma and cholenchyma are living simple permanent tissues, but sclerenchyma is a tissue with dead cells and is designed to give the mechanical strength to the plant. It consists of dead cells with hard and extremely thick secondary walls due to uniform deposition of lignin. Okay. In parenchyma, cellulose is present. In cholenchyma, pectin and cellulose, but whereas in sclerenchyma, lignin is present. The cell walls are made up of lignin. Okay. So, it also protects the parenchyma, means it protects the main function of the sclerenchyma is to give protection. It protects the parenchyma from damage due to stretching, bending and pressure. Lignin is the major component in the cell walls of cells present in sclerenchyma. Okay. Sclerenchyma, the simple tissue, no protoplasm, just lumen, thick cell wall, lignified cell walls are present. Okay. It is a fiber, the fiber containing this sclerenchyma tissue. It is present in the form of sclerids. Okay. Lumen, pith, thick cell wall, lignified cell wall, no protoplasm. Protoplasm is the living substance. The living substance is absent in the sclerenchyma tissue. That is why it is a dead tissue. Okay. Sclerenchyma is of two types actually, sclerenchyma fibers and sclerenchyma sclerids. Okay, children. The sclerenchyma fibers occur in all those parts where mechanical strength is required, whereas sclerids are found in fruit walls, the walls of the fruit, and nuts, walls of nuts, and seed coat of legumes contain sclerids. Okay. Next, complex tissues. In the simple permanent tissue, we have completed the simple permanent tissues. Now, complex permanent tissues. It's a complex permanent tissues. The complex permanent tissue is the tissue with more than one type of cells working as a unit, and the complex permanent tissue include xylem and phloem. First, xylem. Xylem is a conductive tissue. It is a permanent complex tissue in plants, mainly performs conduction. So, it is a conductive tissue which has both living and non-living. Okay. It is made up of both living and non-living cells. It mainly conducts water and minerals. Okay, the function of xylem tissue is to conduct water and minerals. From where? From roots to other parts of the plant. Apart from this, xylem also gives mechanical strength to the plant. Okay. Xylem tissue also helpful in identifying the plant species. There are three kinds of non-living cells present in the xylem. What are they? They are fibers, tracheids, vessels. Xylem fibers, xylem tracheids and xylem vessels are the three kinds of non-living cells present in xylem tissue. Xylem parenchyma, it is the living part of the xylem tissue. Okay. Xylem parenchyma is the living component of xylem. The cell walls of xylem cells, they are thick because of lignin deposition. Lignified cell walls are present in the xylem. It is also commercially very useful. Okay. This lignin deposition is commercially very useful. Okay, children. So, if you take the elements of xylem, xylem performs the function of transport of water or sap inside the plant and also provides the mechanical strength. It consisting of both living and non-living components. It consists of mainly three non-living components. What are they? Xylem tracheids, xylem vessels, okay, and also xylem fibers, these three. So, both the tracheids and vessels, they help in the conduction of water and dissolved mineral salts, okay, whereas xylem fibers give the mechanical strength. Okay. So, tracheids and vessels, they help in the conduction of water and mineral salts, whereas xylem fiber helps in the giving mechanical strength. And xylem parenchyma, it stores the food and conducts water radially. Okay. So, that is why the first formed xylem is called protoxylem and next formed xylem is called metaxylem. Okay. So, different types of xylems are there, okay, that you will study in the higher further. Next, phloem tissue. What is the phloem tissue? Phloem tissue is a complex permanent tissue. It is also called bastoleptome. Unlike xylem, phloem is a living tissue. Xylem is a living and non-living tissue, whereas phloem is a living tissue. The cell walls of phloem have lignin deposition. Phloem is composed of 5 elements, 5 types of cells. Okay. What are they? Sieve cells, sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem fibers and phloem parenchyma. Phloem parenchyma is a living part of a phloem tissue. Okay. Phloem transports the organic food or food materials inside the body of the plant. It consisting of 4 types of cells, that is sieve tubes. Then these sieve tubes, they conduct the channels, they are conducting channels formed of several enucleated cells, means non-nucleated, due to the presence of sieve pits, and the end walls are commonly called sieve plates. Sieve plates are present like this. The sieve tubes are made up of sieve plates. The companion cells, next. What are companion cells? These are thin walled living cells on the sides of the sieve tubes, on the sides of the sieve tubes. The next, phloem parenchyma. It is a parenchymatous cells which store food, resins, latex, etc. And phloem fibers. Phloem fibers, the first these are, it is also called leptome or bast, we are saying, no, that is the phloem fibers mainly. The first formed primary phloem consists of narrow sieve tubes and is referred to as protophloem, and the later formed phloem, it is bigger in size, bigger sieve tubes, and it is referred to as metaphloem. Okay. These phloem tissue consisting of sieve cells and sieve tubes. What are the sieve cells and sieve tubes? They are long with tapering ends. The sieve plate with one to many sieve pores is present at the ends of the sieve tubes. The conduction of food materials from the leaves to other parts takes place through the phloem tissue. What is the function of phloem? The phloem mainly helps in the transport of organic foods inside the body of the plant. Besides another function, the phloem has commercial value. Bast fibers present in the phloem are used for making ropes. Okay. Now come to the tissue system in plants. The tissue system, the tissues together form tissue system, which are of three types in plants. What are they? Ground epidermal tissue system, ground tissue system, and vascular tissue system. On the basis of the structure and location, the plant tissue system is of three types. What are they? Epidermal tissue system, ground or fundamental tissue system, and vascular or conducting tissue system. Vascular or conducting tissue system. First, epidermal tissue system. Epidermal tissue system consisting of epidermis and epidermal outgrowths. Okay. It forms the outermost covering of the whole plant body and consisting of epidermal cells, stomata, epidermal appendages like trichomes and hairs. The epidermis consists of a single layer parenchymatous cells. The cells are elongated, compactly arranged, which form continuous layer. Okay. Epidermis consists of single layer of parenchymatous cells. The cells are elongated, compactly means very tightly arranged, which form continuous layer. Then epidermis is usually single layered. Okay, in most of the internal plant organization, if you see, this epidermis is usually single layered cells are present in the epidermis. Outside the epidermis covered with a waxy thick layer called cuticle. Okay, the cuticle is absent in epidermis of roots. So, epidermal tissue system consisting of epidermis and epidermal outgrowths. Epidermis is the superficial layer covering the entire surface of the primary plant body, and is itself covered with a cuticle on aerial parts. Aerial parts means upper parts, not the part which is inside the ground, that is root. Okay, on the stem only you will find this epidermis. All the epidermal cells are living, they are parenchymatous. The epidermal outgrowths may include trichomes. What are trichomes? The trichomes are present on the stem. They prevent water loss. Okay. Root hairs are present on roots. they help in the absorption of water and mineral salts from the soil. Okay. Next, so this let us continue the tissue system. Epidermis consists of single layer parenchymatous cells. The cells are elongated, compactly arranged, which form continuous layer. Epidermis is usually single layered. The outside the epidermis covered with a waxy thick layer called cuticle. The cuticle is absent in the epidermis of roots. Okay. So, this is the epidermal tissue. The dermal tissue cells are present in single layer. Okay, it possesses outgrowths like trichomes, especially trichomes are present in the stem, epidermis of a stem. Okay, it prevent the water loss from the plant. And see the cuticle here, cuticle is absent in the epidermis of roots. It is a cuticle is also present in the epidermis of stem. So, this is the structure of epidermis. Next, stomata. Stomata is another part of the dermal tissue. These are the structures present in the epidermis of leaf. Stomata regulate the process of transpiration and gaseous exchange. Each stoma means the hole present in the stomata, it is called stoma. It is composed of two bean seed shaped cells called guard cells. In grasses, the guard cells are dumbbell shaped. Outer wall of the guard cells is thin and inner wall is thick. The guard cells possess chloroplasts and regulates the opening and closing of stomata. Okay. So, if you take the stomata, so this is the stoma opened, stomata opened. Stomata is plural actually, stoma closed. Okay. So, this opening and closing of stomata is guarded by guard cells. Okay. So, stomata are the structures present on the epidermis of leaves for the regulation of transpiration. Transpiration means loss of water in the form of water vapor through stomata of leaves is called transpiration. And gaseous exchange also takes place. You know, for photosynthesis carbon dioxide is required, or during photosynthesis oxygen is produced. So, how this exchange of the gases takes place? Through stomata only. Okay. These are specialized green epidermal cells present around the stomata, they are called guard cells. So, these guard cells are bean seed shaped or kidney shaped cells. They are green because of presence of chloroplast. They regulate the opening and closing of stomata. Okay. The guard cells of dicots, it is a dicot plant, that is why kidney shaped, whereas in monocots dumbbell shaped. The guard cells are surrounded by two or more epidermal cells called subsidiary cells. These cells are called subsidiary cells. The cells which are surrounding the guard cells, they are called subsidiary cells. Okay. When subsidiary cells lie above the guard cells, the stomata are called sunken stomata. The sunken stomata are present in the xerophytes. Okay. Because leaves are absent. Okay, children. Next, the type of epidermal tissue. Let us discuss more about this stomata. The epidermal cells in the vicinity of guard cells, they are called subsidiary cells. The stomatal aperture, guard cells and subsidiary cells together form the stomatal apparatus. The root hairs are unicellular elongations of the epidermal cells, and they help in the absorption of water and minerals from the soil. Next, Okay, next to stomata, root hairs. Next to root hairs, trichomes. What are trichomes? Trichomes are the epidermal hairs on the stem, and these trichomes are usually multicellular. They may be branched or unbranched and soft or stiff, sometimes secretory in function. The trichomes help in preventing water loss due to transpiration. Trichomes help in, they prevent the water loss due to transpiration. Okay, these are the trichomes. Next, this is about the epidermal tissue. Next class we are going to discuss about the ground tissue. Okay, I hope you understood. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for receiving latest updates.